Hi students, this is Swarpa ma'am. Today we will discuss about respiration in plants. Okay, so up to now we discussed about respiration in humans and combustion process also. Okay, now respiration in the plants. You know very well photosynthesis occurs in the plants and respiration also occurs in the plants. Okay, photosynthesis opposite reaction itself respiration. CO2 plus, I am not balancing, again CO2 plus H2O will give rise to C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O. Okay, 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O in the presence of sunlight, and chlorophyll. Okay, chlorophyll. This is photosynthesis process. What is this process, ma? Photosynthesis. Okay, exactly whatever the reverse reaction occurring means C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O will give rise to these are the end products. This is called as respiration. Respiration means during photosynthesis main gas, okay, food is produced, complex substance is produced, okay na, complex substance or complex substance only you write down, complex or organic substance also you can tell, complex substance is formed, okay na, complex substance is formed, one gas is evolved outside and water is also evolved outside in the form of evaporation process. Okay, so here complex substances are evolved from the two simple substances, okay, simple compounds, okay, simple substances or compounds you can call. So these are the two simple compounds which is giving rise to the complex substance in photosynthesis process. And in respiration process, what is happening? Complex substances are converted into the simple compounds. That is the main difference. Okay, here in photosynthesis oxygen is evolved, in respiration process carbon dioxide is evolved, means two gases are evolved. What is that? Oxygen and carbon dioxide during in plants during the photosynthesis and respiration process. Two exchange of gases is seen, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen in the plants. From where does this gaseous exchange is seen? You know, already you read in your lower sections, the outermost layer of the leaf or any cell, okay, cuticle epidermis, okay na. So epidermis again mesophyll cells, parenchyma, this is palisade parenchyma. What is this, ma? Loosey parenchyma. Okay, loosey parenchyma. Completely we will call it as mesophylls. Okay, palisade parenchyma, loosey parenchyma. So here beneath this, here we have lower epidermis. This is upper epidermis. Okay, so here we have lower epidermis, upper epidermis, lower cuticle. Okay, this is lower cuticle. So here in the epidermis region, in the lower epidermis region, there is a guard like cells, okay, guard cells. These two are called as guard cells, okay. And this opening, whatever the opening is present, a gap is present, just like a gate of whatever the gate we has in our home, just they open when people come and close, okay. So in the same way here also the guard cell act as a gate. So these guard cells will open and the gas will come out. Which gas is coming out? Okay, oxygen is released during photosynthesis. Again, which gas is releasing outside during respiration? Carbon dioxide gas. Okay, during photosynthesis, which gas is moving inside? Carbon dioxide is moving. Okay, na? So during photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is going inside, oxygen is coming outside during photosynthesis. Okay, photosynthesis. During respiration process, what is happening? Oxygen is going inside, carbon dioxide is coming outside during respiration process, means exchange of gases is seen here. Exchange of gases, okay. So what is happening? Where the exchange, where they move, these are the stomatal guards. They open up, they enter into the stomatal opening. What is that opening called as? A stomatal opening. that is called as a stomatal opening. This stomatal opening, okay, it is covered with certain cells, that is parenchyma, loosey parenchyma. Okay, so loosey parenchyma with the large intercellular spaces. What is present here? With number of large space is present, intercellular space. What we will call intercellular space. Okay, so whatever the space here for the exchange of gases, we will call it as air space. We are calling it as a air space. So exchange of gases moves, the gas moves into the air space. From the air space, whatever we have round here, okay, this is a guard cell and this is a guard cell, and these are surrounded with, this is a stomatolite thing. Okay, na? So this region I have drawn here. So these are the guard cells, 2 guard cells. So whatever the gas has filled in this one, they diffuse, mainly like carbon dioxide and oxygen, they diffuse into the cells. These are the cells, normal plant cells only. Okay, so the diffusion occurs here, So here main thing during photosynthesis, what is mainly participating here? Chloroplast. During photosynthesis, chloroplast is participating, okay, in this photosynthesis process. During respiration process, mitochondria is participating. Okay, mitochondria is participating. So in photosynthesis, this is the end product, that is the end product, as well as during the photosynthesis also ATP is released. ATP in the form of energy. Okay, they have given you gradient there. Gradient is nothing but whatever the concentration required for the production of ATP. Okay, so in the chloroplast, ATP is released, energy is also synthesized, ATP is also synthesized, prepared there. In respiration process also, mitochondria also, during the mitochondria, it is synthesizing the ATP. It is also synthesizing the ATP. Now you tell me where ATP is synthesized. It is synthesized in the chloroplast during photosynthesis. It is synthesized during respiration in the mitochondria. Means ATP is synthesized. Okay, na? ATP is synthesized. Means photosynthesis and respiration processes are separately. Okay, but whatever the energy we require, mainly whatever the energy, how it is formed, mainly by the, how this energy has formed here, mainly by the diffusion of gases with certain force. Okay, not only the oxygen has to go, has to move into the cells, whatever we have a cell from the stomatal opening, they has to diffuse into the cell, that oxygen has to go near the mitochondria, whatever present. Okay, in the mitochondria, they has to diffuse now, compulsory. From the outside of the cell, they has to diffuse inside and they have to reach the mitochondria. There the energy is produced. Means energy, it is linked, heat is also produced during these processes. Energy is produced and heat is also produced during these process. See here ma, one thing I said in dark light reaction. Okay, I said in light reaction for you, what is happening? H2O. Okay, where H2O? This H2O. Okay, now this H2O, carbon dioxide, during photosynthesis, H2O, it is broken down into H plus, 2 electrons, 2 protons. H plus is nothing but 2 protons, and oxygen molecule is evolved. So protons are also helpful in movement of gases. Okay, so movement of gases, exchange of gases, proton is much important and electrons are also much important. So here proton converts NADP into NADPH plus. This is the proton reduces the NAD into NADPH. Even the electron also participate in the synthesis of ATP. How this happened? Mainly even the exchange of gases, even the exchange of water is splitting down with the help of sunlight in the form of photons only. The water gets splitted. Okay, with the help of photons only the water gets splitted into protons and electrons. These protons or electrons, where they are used? In the gradient, proton gradient. Gradient is nothing but concentration. Gradient is nothing but concentration of protons, okay na, concentration of protons which is used in the synthesis of ATP. Okay, that process, if you take the BPC, it will come in botany again there in higher studies, okay na. So up to here only it is enough for you. So they are telling that where do you see the, only we will be telling that plants release oxygen, plants release oxygen. They don't. Even the plants also release the carbon dioxide during the respiration process. Okay, so that is the topic heading they have given. What I have said here, that is conduction within the water, conduction within the plant, sorry. Okay, so conduction within the plant means how the conduction occurs, mainly how this happened. ATP is generated there, that ATP again utilized by the plant itself for doing this, all the metabolic activities. Compulsory energy is required for the even plant cell. Okay, so they are converting the proton gradients. During the proton gradients, what is synthesized, how much energy is synthesized. For the proton gradient, carbon dioxide is compulsory important, okay na. Carbon dioxide is important, water is important, oxygen is important, all the process is important for the plant. Okay, next one is aeration of roots. Aeration of roots, see here ma, aeration of roots means how I said that I have drawn just now the stomata opening in leaf. Okay, so photosynthesis stomatal opening is present in the leaf like this. Okay, the gas exchange here. Okay na, this is called as a stomatal opening. Stomatal opening. So what is happening in stems? This is the stem. Okay, in stem there are some cells. There are some cells in this way, just opening is present in stem. That time we will call it as lenticle. Here also the gases diffuses inside. Okay, the gases diffusion is seen here. So these are called as lenticles, just an opening in the stem. Okay, in the stem we will call it as lenticles. Lenticles are also opening of aerated roots. Aerated roots means, see here, if the root system is present below the surface of the earth, that is okay. Okay na, that is not undergoing any kind of just conduction of water, they will conduct the water. So when in few marshy areas, in mangrove plants, where do they grow? Marshy, burdala muttam. Okay, so in that marshy areas where the oxygen concentration or carbon dioxide concentration couldn't enter into the soil. Okay, always we need a loose soil for a water absorption compulsory. Okay, so from that water only the oxygen they are getting, right? So oxygen, all the process undergoes with the water itself. So when there is a gap in the soil particles, that time only the water absorption takes place. When it is filled with completely marshy area, how can they undergo? No. Okay na. So what is happening here? Stems are sometimes modifying. This is what is this? Banyan tree. This has roots exhibiting downwards, moving downwards. That is one type of modification of the plant. Okay, modification of the plant. Another one is aerated roots. See here, from the stem itself. Here we will have a stem, but the stem below the soil surface, let's think. Okay, the downward the root has to move due to gravitational force. But here in the marshy areas, they move on the top into the air. Okay, now into the atmosphere like this. So these roots we will call it as aerated roots. Aerated roots. Okay, now in this way these roots are called as aerated roots. These aerated roots also contain lenticles or openings for exchange of gases. Okay, so near the lenticles or opening, loosened or some gap is present here for the exchange. Okay, just like it is the stomata only, an opening. Lenticle is one opening, stomatal is one opening. In the stems, roots and leaves, different places, and even plants are modifying themselves. Plants are modifying themselves according to the environmental conditions. Okay, that is one modification is aerated roots. Aerated roots near the seashore we find much Okay na. Next thing is one they have given evolved carbon dioxide in respiration process. Evolved carbon dioxide in respiration process. See here, evolved carbon dioxide. In respiration process. Okay, so evolved carbon dioxide in respiration process. For this what we have to do, we have to take a bottle, okay, not a beaker. We are taking a bottle filling with the sprouts, okay, just sprouted seeds. You have to take a black gram or any sprouts, chenigalu, okay na. So any sprouts, and one side you place a small beaker filled with the lime water, okay na, filled with the lime water. So what, how they are sprouting? With the help of photosynthesis process. During photosynthesis what is produced? Oxygen is produced. They are also undergoing the respiration process, okay na. During respiration what is the end product? Maybe the aerobic respiration, maybe the anaerobic respiration. If you put it tight, anaerobic respiration, okay na, no oxygen is supplied there. If you place it open, aerobic respiration. Even anaerobic respiration or aerobic respiration, carbon dioxide is evolved compulsory, okay. So means these sprouts plants during respiration process, they are liberating the carbon dioxide gas. When they liberate in the bottle, they move into the lime water. When the carbon dioxide mixes with the lime water, they convert into precipitate. They look like a precipitate, okay na, they look like a precipitate. This is we can test that how the plants undergoing respiration process, which gas is released during the respiration process, okay na. So another one is also there, temperature also increases. Now this is about testing with the lime water. Another one, number of sprouts will be placing in this only, in the another test. This is another activity. In this what we will do, we will put a thermometer. We will place a thermometer in this one, okay. So I said that during aerobic or anaerobic respiration, carbon dioxide, lactic acid, ethanol, okay, different organisms participate there. Here along with the ethanol, okay, end products of respiration I already said you. Along with that what is produced? ATP energy is produced. Along with that heat is also produced. During combustion also I said, okay na, heat is produced. So there is a, during sprouting of the seeds, heat is produced that can be measured in this, that can be absorbed in thermometer. What is this? Thermometer, okay na, this is the thermometer. So here it can be absorbed, okay. So this is about respiration process. And another one they have given you, photosynthesis versus respiration process. Photosynthesis versus respiration process. Photosynthesis versus respiration. Just now I said respiration process. Photosynthesis process, you know, CO2 plus what they have given you, I will write down, CO2 plus H2O in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, CH2O N plus O2 they have given, okay na, O2. See here, CO2 plus H2O, the CO2 plus H2O when combines will give rise to a carbohydrate. This is a carbohydrate plus O2, okay, plus O2 plus H2O also we can write here. See here now, 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O in the presence of sunlight, okay na, in the presence of sunlight will give rise to C6H12O6 plus oxygen plus water, 6O2 plus 6H2O. See here 6, here if you write here 6 instead of N, how much we get? 6. We have to balance 6 carbon, 6 into C, okay na, 6 carbons, 6 2s are 12, 6O2, okay na, in this way we get this one, okay na. So here instead of that they have given in the form of N, and they have given in the form of N. So, N can be written, if you write the 6 you will get this one. If you write it 6 you will get this equation here. So, this is the photosynthesis process. Opposite to this one only is a respiration process. Opposite to this one, what he has given, CH2O N plus O2, N plus O2 will give rise to CO2 plus H2O. This is a respiration process he has given, and you can write in this form also. You can convert. Now, what is this one? C6H12, O6 plus O2 is giving rise to CO2 plus H2O. Okay, na? So, here what is the main difference here? Photosynthesis is occurring in the chloroplast. Respiration process is occurring in the mitochondria. In respiration also, what is happening, complex substance, just now I said, whatever I said, those all comes under photosynthesis versus respiration process. Okay, complex molecule is broken down into simple, simple molecules are formed into complex. Which gases are evolved also, I clearly explained you in this chapter. Hope you understood this one. Okay, thank you.